And then there is this little like crescent sliver of light reflected off the moon, and this is the new moon. This is the very, very beginning. So breathe deeply into yourself and feel yourself at the very beginning point of something. When you're about to plant the seed, you're about to nurture an intent. Just feel like that very beginning, before the race has even started, that very beginning space of that new moon. It's the tiniest sliver of light, visible. Now a week's gone by, and now we're at the first quarter, and things are happening. There's activity, the seeds that you planted have sprouted, there's things going on. Maybe you're already becoming aware of what is working, what's not, what's really working well. So that first quarter waxing, it's like, oh, now the seeds that I planted, like it's happening, it's popping. There's action, there's progress. Now another week has gone by, and now the moon is full, so it's super illuminating. Things that you've planted have now come to fruition, to fulfillment. And also there's all this illumination, so some things that had been in the dark, now we can see. We're getting into that full moon, fullness. Emotions are high. Things have come into fruition. There's illumination. What was hidden is now lit up. Now another week goes by. Now we're in the third quarter waning. So now is really the time where we start to let go of those things that weren't working, to release some things. This is when the exhale part of the cycle really gets going. Get into that third quarter waning. Feeling things that no longer work for you just falling away. And then we end up again at the dark moon, and that kind of galactic nothingness, the no thing, nothingness. And from there, let's just remember the moon herself and let ourselves feel a little bit like the moon, Earth's only natural satellite, how she can change what we see of her, how cyclical she is, how she has a magnetic force with all the waters on Earth. Also our moods, our kind of psyches, our personal wants, our subconscious. And going from the moon to the sun, our other luminary, and now letting yourself really feel like the sun, shine generously like the sun. The sun just gives light and warmth and gravity and asks nothing from us in return, so feel yourself being just shining super generously. You are your own energy source. You bring light and warmth and perhaps gravity to all situations. Like tuning into that solar part of you. Then we're going to turn into Mercury, who's like very, very fast, like Quicksilver. And Mercury is in charge of communication and commerce and certain aspects of communication technology and our cars and how we get places and travel between places, and just tuning into this fast, kind of witty, not entirely always trustworthy, mercurial energy of Mercury. It's like I can change really fast. I am really fast. I go talk to this one, and then I go talk to this one, and then I go talk to this one. And give yourself that feeling. And then from the very fast Mercury, we go to Mars, the masculine, the warrior, the one who starts things, the leader. You're getting yourself into your kind of Mars energy. You may even feel yourself sitting differently. The god of war. part of you when something needs to be like stood up for or fought for. This is a part of you that you would call on. And then giving yourself the feeling from Mars going to Venus. So now we're into what I love, what's worth it to me, what I value, not only in terms of, love, but creativity and money and funding and finances and all the things, the physical things that I love and draw to me, draw around me, all the pleasures and beauty. Tuning into that essence. And then we're going to tune into Jupiter, Big Daddy Jupiter. This is the energy of endless expansion, of wishes fulfilled, of everything I touch comes out well. Success and expansion are easy for me. I am awash in good fortune. First one good thing happens, then another, then another. My way is clear, so tuning into that Jupiter dynamic energy. And then going from that wild Jupiter energy into Saturn. So Saturn is the general, the taskmaster, the timekeeper. He is boundaries, structure. However, the things that we earn under Saturn's influence last a long time. They take a long time to build, and also they last a long time. So tuning into that kind of hardworking, going down the list, being on time, in the right place, and doing the work of Saturn. And then from the kind of concentrated, hardworking, rule-following Saturn, we go to Uranus, who is the rebel, the iconoclast, the one who does something out of left field, the one who surprises us, the one who brings in innovation and also rebellion against things that are no longer working. So tuning into that essence of Uranus, which is kind of like wild, electric, eccentric, surprising. And we have two more. So from that kind of out of left field Uranus energy, now we're moving into Neptune. So dreams, music, movies, fantasy, alcohol and drugs, inebriation, daydreams, all of that falls under Neptune's purview. Obviously the oceans, anything that is like dreamy, fantasy, illusion, all of that is Neptune's vibe. This is also a place where some interesting kinds of creativity live. And then coming home to Uncle Pluto. So this is the birth, life, death, rebirth cycle. This is Pluto rules the underworld, kind of, some of our more secret things, maybe even more shameful things, power plays. So just digging into this very primal Plutonic energy. Kind of that dark underworld, the things that we hide, the things that we repress, and also like great power. And then to finish up, let's zoom ourselves all the way from Pluto to Neptune to Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter. Let's zoom ourselves all the way back into Earth, knowing that we also have Mars, Mercury, and Venus, the Sun and the Moon, but we're zooming ourselves back onto the Earth plane, right back into the space that you're in. Maybe breathing a few breaths like right down into the Earth and up from the Earth to reconnect yourself to the terrestrial.